Hello. Hi, Facebook. We have made it to 5 o'clock, well, 4:58, and I am going to do the new moon in Aquarius Vision Clarity Tarotscope live. So if you are on, give me a little hello, give me a comment or a wave or something so I can know that you're here. I'm also going to start the live video on Instagram. So we're going live on both platforms, Instagram, Facebook. Hop on, say hello. I'm going to just shuffle the cards before we get started just to give people an opportunity to come on. So how's everyone feeling? Hi, Katrina. Welcome. So we have an eclipse today, a partial solar eclipse. Not as intense as the one at the end of January. Remember that? Yeah, that was intense. This one feels more of like, okay, if that one was like a slamming shut, then this one is more of like a, and that movement was me just like gently closing the door. Hope you like my movements and gestures. So we're really shutting the door. Like we were asked to clear stuff at the end of January with that lunar eclipse. That was when all of the really big energy was being kind of rushed out. And so from then, in between this time, you might feel like people have been feeling a little lost. People have been feeling a little confused. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I still don't really feel good. I kind of feel a little bit better, but I'm still not sure. And that's because, like, we're in this in-between period of eclipses where you're just kind of, like, hanging out. So today, hopefully you should have felt a little shift today in the energy of, like, okay, now it's really done, like, and I can move on. So hopefully you'll start to feel like you can finally get on with your life after today because we're done with this eclipse. We're done with eclipses and we won't have to deal with them until July, I think, or June. So hi, Instagram. If you're just joining, I'm doing the New Moon Vision Clarity Tarotscope for the Aquarius New Moon. I haven't done this live before, so I'm excited. I'm kind of nervous, but usually I pre-record them and put them on YouTube, but I'm doing it live. So thank you for joining me, and we're just going to get right into it. These are usually pretty short. I'm just going to give my cards one last shuffle-roo. Let me know how everyone's feeling, how everyone's been feeling this week, and then we'll get started. So I'm just going to say a quick prayer to tune in, and then we will get to pulling the cards. Okay. So, dear guides and angels, please be with me now as I choose cards whose wisdom represents the messages that we need to receive at this time for the new moon in Aquarius solar eclipse. What guidance, inspiration, energy is here for us now for the greatest and highest good of all? May it be your humble channel, and may it be a conduit through which you speak for the highest good of all. Okay, so the first card I'm going to pull is what energy, what message is here for us now that can help us most align with our authentic selves. What is showing up for us with this new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius that can help us connect with our authenticity and our true selves? And that card is the Page of Cups. That one just flew out of the pile. So the Page of Cups, here you go, Instagram. The Page of Cups is such a beautiful card, and it's really quite perfect because we are wrapping up Aquarius season. We are wrapping up the season of kind of feeling erratic, maybe outside on the fringes, kind of really, like, Aquarius rules the 12th house, so it's all about like our higher selves, our higher vision. So we may have felt like disconnected from us here on Earth, maybe a little bit. It's still exciting, and it's very powerful and very guided by intuition. But Aquarius is a little out there. It's a little outer spacey. It's a little nebulous. It's a little, stuff is happening up here, but I'm not really sure how it connects to what's going on here right now. So with the Page of Cups, we are welcoming this season of Pisces coming in. And Pisces is all about, I mean, if you just look at the Page of Cups, it's like pretty much what Pisces looks like in the dictionary. It's all about this return to our inner world, our source, our inspiration, our emotion, and using what we learned during Aquarius season, using what information we learned from the higher realms, and bringing it back down so we can create our masterpiece. So in terms of aligning with our authentic selves, for the new moon, now that we have a clear space opening up, we really want to be reflecting on what we have learned in the past month or so, and how we can now start to weave our own masterpiece, our own creations that are truly aligned with what we have learned, what we desire, what our higher vision is guiding us to do. And the Page of Cups, if you're wondering how, you can explore that through all forms of creative expression, through music, through dance, through film, through drawing, through art, through any like sort of form of creative expression that helps you get your ideas from out of here and into the physical form. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be like launching it out into the world, but it's just asking to come out like that little fish is popping out of the cup. So our ideas are like popping out. We're moving closer to spring, so now we're starting to see little buds coming up. So that is how we can connect with our authenticity, is through the Page of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me know how you feel about that. And the next card I'm going to pull is, how is that energy or connection asking to be expressed at this time? And we started to see a little bit of it with the Page of Cups, just thinking about the Piscean ways, music, art. So all of those forms of creative expression are a part of how we can express this energy. Let's see what else comes through. That card is the Seven of Cups. Interesting, interesting. So immediately what comes to mind with the Seven of Cups is we're going to be super, the camera's over here, super inspired by this Page of Cups. A lot of ideas are going to start to flood through. And what could happen is, well, basically this. Like, we have a lot of different directions that we can go in, a lot of different choices. So it's going to be our job to figure out what directions, what choices, what approaches are most in alignment with our authentic selves at this time. Because there's a lot of different ways that we can express our desires, right? And a lot of them seem like really good ideas. Some may not, some are better than others, right? But there's a lot of different ways that we can express ourselves and our ideas. And so what the Seven of Cups is asking us is to kind of edit our choices, our decisions, and to be a little bit more calculated. However, since it is the Seven of Cups, and cups deal with emotions, it's not it's not going to be so much here as it is here. So it's almost like you need to ask your heart to put on like a logical thinking cap, because you still want to be making decisions with your heart based on your emotions, your intuition, but just a more sophisticated emotional decision making, or refined, because you're going to be in this flowy, we're already in this like flowy Pisces realm of like, yes, ideas, options, too many ideas. Okay, heart, lead me in the right direction. So that is the Seven of Cups. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Pisces can be a little, it's like the floodgates are kind of opening, because it's water, it's Neptunian, it's kind of confusing. It's like, oh, there's so much goodness here, but I don't know which way to go, and so, yes, decision making. Awesome. So Katrina says, that felt pretty aligned with exactly what I'm going through. Good. Yes, it's. I feel we are on similar wavelengths, all of us here. So the third and final card that I will pull is, okay, now that we like have a clear picture of what that is, all of what's happening right now or will be happening, like what is a tangible step that I can take to now receive or move closer to my desired outcome. And that card is the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Coins. So we're out of the water for a moment. We're back here on Earth, and we are taking stock of our resources. We're taking stock of what's available to us, what we want to keep under wraps, what we want to keep close to the ground, what we are sharing with the regular, so both can see, I kind of see this as like what we're sharing with our immediate like realm, like our peers, or even like maybe like from the seat of our intuition, like what we're sharing from our hearts, and then like connected to our higher knowledge. So like that Aquarian relationship, like our connection to the higher realms coming from the crown chakra. So it's like we kind of have all the bases covered with the Four of Pentacles here. So it's like once we start to get into this realm of like watery, flowy ideas and decision making, consult all of your different resources in all of your different places. So what's on the ground, what is in here and immediately out there, and then like consulting like our higher, like our spiritual team resource, and things like that. So this card represents the tangible next step. So, you know, that can even look like just like a journaling session, where you're asking yourself, okay, what are my resources? What are my inner resources? What are my outer resources? What are my spiritual resources? Like, what do I have available to me at this time that can help me with my decision making right now? So that is where we get the practical, tangible step. And it's probably beneficial to do these like around the time of the new moon. We won't have another like full moon until March. This is the only like moon in February, which is pretty awesome. But even if you are like, if you follow the moons, like when the moon is in an earth sign, so it's in Aquarius right now, it's going to move to Pisces, and then like once it comes back around to the earth sign, and if you don't know, like I'll probably tell you because I'm always talking about the moon, That's a good time to like get into this stuff. Whereas coming up, now that we're going to be moving into Pisces sun, and the moon is going to move into Pisces next, like after either tomorrow or like the day after, like that's where you want to be moving into this kind of stuff, this flowy stuff. So using the energy to your advantage. So that's it. Let's do a little recap. So the energy coming through to help us connect and align with our authenticity right now is the Page of Cups. So really coming back to this place of inspiration, our very emotional, poetic, like I think of the Page of Cups as like the poet, like this young, innocent youth who is like, has all of these songs in his heart that he wants to serenade the world with, and he wants to write his sonnets and his poems, and it's a very like Piscean place, like just getting lost like in your own inspiration. It's really, even though we're in Aquarius right now, it's like we're gearing up towards that. It's like a really fun place to start. Like we're getting excited for that. And then once we get ourselves lost all up in there, we find ourselves like overwhelmed, right? Because water, it can be overwhelming. It can move you very beautifully, but then you're like, okay, that was a lot. Now what do I do? So we're going to be wanting to make some decisions, still guided by our emotion and still guided by our heart. But like I said earlier, like asking our heart to put on a logical hat, just so you can be guided in a direction, in a focus direction. And then a way that you might be able to do that is with the Four of Pentacles. So taking stock of your resources, your inner resources, your immediate resources, and your higher resources. So all of the resources, and these can be very like material things, because we're talking about pentacles. So pentacles are about the material. So, you know, like, oh, like I have that like workbook that I downloaded that can help me with what I need to do right now that I haven't even opened. Like, oh, going back through your resources and like, okay, I'm going to actually use this now. Or like, oh, like I've been meaning to like email this person so I can ask them about this. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to do that now. I've been meaning to like go to a sound bath, you know, like all of those things. Like we're going to, now that the eclipses are over, like we actually have some time and space to like do the things we've been wanting to do, but we haven't done because it's been so intense with the eclipse. So we're going to actually start to like be able to get back to kind of, not like normal, but just like a different pace, like a pace where we actually feel like we have some space. This is all just what I'm channeling intuitively. So if it doesn't end up being like that for you, then you know that's your experience, your path. This is just what I'm feeling into energetically for us as a creative collective. So that's it. If you have any questions, I don't have time to like pull cards for people. That there's a possibility I will set aside time to do like card pulls for people soon. But if you have just some general questions about the moon, the eclipse, or kind of energetically what you're feeling, then I'm happy to answer those either now, or if you just leave them in the comments, I'll come back to it later. But this was so fun. I'm so excited that I was able to share this reading live. It's such a fun energy. So I think that I'm going to do more of the live clarity vision tarotscopes. So enjoy. Hopefully you should already be feeling like a little bit of a shift. I was really tired leading up to this eclipse today, and I felt a little bit more like myself today, now that like I don't know when exactly the eclipse was, but I think that it has passed. So hopefully you will be back on track, and let's get excited for the watery Pisces time. Yeah. Pisces, love it. Woo! So thank you so much. I love you. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Facebook. Go do something special for yourself tonight. You know, yesterday was Valentine's Day, but now, tonight, I feel like is like a self-love Valentine's Day. So we can do something extra special for ourselves on this new moon eclipse. And I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.